as we get ready for the Cable One kickoff tonight here from Munson Stadium. The home crowd to their feet as Brawley gets prepared to boot this one deep and gets a signal, and it is a short squib kick. It's going to be taken by an up man around the 25, bumps in with one of his own men up to the 30, 35, still going, and into a swarm of Yellow Jacket jerseys and down at the 35-yard line. So the Tigers will start first down and 10 from their own 35. For the Terrell Tiger offense up front tonight, they will have Alfred Anderson, the center, William Else, Andon Witt, and Billy Bob Messer. Jonathan Davis, the tight end, Kedrick Turner, the flanker, Jamal Culler will be the split end, and Sean Ashley, the quarterback. Adrian Turner will be the I-back as the Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. Culler to the near side. Offset I formation for Sean Ashley, the quarterback, who originally was from Denison. We'll tell you that story in a moment. This is going to be a toss to Adrian Turner. He is going to be tackled in the backfield.
That is Anthony Hines. We told you in the pregame show that Anthony has beefed it up a little bit. He's a big guy. He's playing defense now. He was a tailback last year. He made an outstanding play for a 3-yard loss there. And tell you what, Terrell's starting out in the wrong direction, second and long.
Anthony Hines showing some speed right there as the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 14 just underway on 93.1 FM. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Sean Ashley, the quarterback, receivers either side, handoff, first man through, hit at the line and driven backward, and struggling forward will be the fullback. Nothing doing, 3rd and long coming up. The Denison defense swarming on the opening drive.
Newcomer Josh Vaughn made the tackle there, backed him up another yard. They're now at the 30. They have played 2 plays and lost 4 yards so far. Coach Bob Brown said in the warm-up they would be better on defense. So far, they've been outstanding.
So far, so good. Sean Ashley, the quarterback, the senior quarterback for Terrell. A Denison product, is a freshman, actually played freshman football here, also played at Durant before that. He's at Terrell now, and the starting quarterback being recruited by TCU. 3rd down and 15 for the Tigers. Offset I. Ashley stumbles coming out of center, being chased from behind, pressured, throws, incomplete, and the Tigers 3 and out on the opening drive. And so Bob Brown said the defense is better. We win the toss. We want to prove it, and they do on the opening drive. Denison's going to get the football. They should have pretty good field position.
Lynn, you can't get any better than that on a first opening series on defense. My goodness. You push them back 4 yards, make them punt. Wow.
Robert Jackson will return this kick. Jamal McCullough is the punter. Now, he is dangerous. You need to watch him every time he's on the field. He has not played football, but he was a state qualifier in the high jump and a big basketball all-district player. As the Jackets will send 2 men back deep. Terrell struggling to get 11 men on the line, or 11 men on the field. And it is a long snap count. Culler gets it, no pressure. The Jackets have the return on low kick. It's going to be taken by the Yellow Jacket up man. That's Christian Brown. He's up to the 50, stumbles into Tiger territory, and it'll be a first down for the Yellow Jackets as Christian Brown returned it. There is a penalty marker on the field, however. That was a return of, I believe, 13 yards.
Oh, and it could have been, so much more. Brandon Hubert had his leg out there, and Christian Brown just tripped over it. If he had not tripped over his leg, it probably would have got another 10 yards or so. We'll check the penalty, though.
Jason, you have a word on the penalty?
No, I couldn't see from where I was at on the penalty. The Jackets did a great job of setting up that wall on the return, however.
It's going to be a block below the waist. I believe it was the indication against the Tigers.
It is on Terrell.
That's something unusual on the punt return team, or on the punt coverage team, rather. And the mark-off is going to go against the Tigers, so Denison is going to start out in excellent field position. And one thing we need to talk about, Monte, in the last 3 season openers, the Yellow Jackets have started off, well, not exactly red hot.
Yeah, you're exactly right. For the past 2 years, the Jackets have gotten off to an uncharacteristic slow start in the season opening contest.
Your IAP, Institute for Athletic Performance, starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets: Thomas Hayes, Nathan Breelove, Gary Wetz, Robbie Thomas, and Brandon Fulton on the front. Josh Vaughn, the split end, Trent Mahana, the tight end, and Jerry Jones, the flanker. Cody McGuirk will be the quarterback, and Howard Jackson will be the tailback, as the Jackets start out with unbelievably good field position at the 31-yard line.
You have to go back to 1999 when the Jackets got a week 1 or week 0, I guess you'll call it, victory.
And we'll never forget that. DeJuan Gentry, a big night. Power eye look for Denison. Toss to Jackson. Lowers the shoulder and rumbles down to the 26-yard line. So we see a little different wrinkle. The Yellow Jackets coming out advertised as the one-back offense. They lined up in the power eye set, almost an inverted wishbone. 2 fullbacks and an I-back behind him. And they pick up about 4.5, 5 yards on the opening carry for Robert Jackson. Second down and 6. The ball at the Terrell Tiger 26 or 27-yard line, just underway. This is going to be a handoff. Jackson met in the backfield, and he did good just to get back around the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a half yard. So second down and 6 is now third down and 7.
We said they eliminated the fullback position. They have not on this opening series. Scooter Means so far is playing the fullback position. He has been a quarterback most of his entire football career on JV in 8th grade. One heck of an athlete. He checks out now as the receivers all check in.
41 out of 133 third downs last year. That's the number of conversions, a 308 percentage. Shotgun. McGuirk will throw, and it's going to be caught. Christian Brown, but he's going to be dropped immediately at the 27-yard line. No gain. The Jackets will face fourth down, and we'll see what they decide to do here. Do they decide to kick with their young kicker? Do they go for it here? Because they're certainly in too tight to punt, you would think. And they're really in kind of no man's land for a field goal attempt for Blaine Brawley, and the Jackets will go for it. Last year, 8 out of 20 in fourth down conversions. The spread offense look. McGuirk from the shotgun calls for the football on fourth down. He's going to run it himself. Nowhere to go. Buried in the backfield. And Terrell goes 3 and out. Denison returns the favor and goes 4 and out.
Looks like just a bad decision. He was going to pitch the ball, probably should have, and he kept the ball on instead of pitching it up the middle, and he was just hammered. Loss of about 2 or 3 yards. That turns the ball over. Terrell will take over at the 32-yard line, and they have a long way to go moving right to left on the radio dial.
No matter how many times you do it in practice, no matter how many times you do it in a scrimmage, when you turn the lights on for real, it is an entirely different thing, and it may take Cody a series or two to get warmed up, and I'm sure he'll do that. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. This is the handoff. Adrian Turner running up the middle. This time he's got 4 yards, but a hanky on the play, and it was thrown by the line judge, the head linesman rather, and that's probably going to be against the Tigers. Could be, I guess, offsides against the Yellow Jackets, and that's what it is. It's offside against Denison. And after a 4-yard pickup, we'll see what the Tigers decide to do. They'll probably take the penalty and get first down and 5.
It was big Vincent Rhodes who made the stop. He might have been the one who jumped off sides. He was there pretty quick.
Familiar face roaming the sidelines for the Denison Yellow Jackets this year. Coach Lanny Pettit back in the Yellow Jacket fold. Of course, a lot of Yellow Jacket fans will remember that Coach Pettit was here during the great years in the 1980s. Went to Southeastern for a while and has come back to Denison, offensive line coach for the Yellow Jackets. As Sean Ashley comes to the line at the 36, 1st and 5 for Terrell. They'll send a man in motion. Adrian Turner, the tailback, gets the handoff, breaks the tackle of the line of scrimmage. Look out, 45, 50. He's in a foot race, 40, 35, 30. A foot race down the sidelines, and he's going to win it. Touchdown, Terrell Tigers. 8:11 to go in the first quarter. He broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and 63 yards later, he's in the end zone, and the Tigers lead the Yellow Jackets.
Well, he broke the tackle of young Corey Robertson, and we've talked so much about Robertson and how good he will be, but he simply missed the tackle in there. He grabbed him around the waist, and Turner was able to go 63 yards for the score. And he runs a 4.5. He's pretty quick.
Yeah, and he showed it right there as getting ready for the extra point is Blake Berry. Good snap and a good hold, and Berry boots this one down the middle, and it is good. Timeout of the field, 8:11 left in the first quarter of play. The Terrell Tigers, on the strength of a 63-yard Adrian Turner touchdown, lead the Jackets. Yellow Jacket football continues in a moment.
It only took one play. It was a 63-yard touchdown by Adrian Turner. Berry booted the extra point. We've got a 7-0 score here. Terrell on top, 8:11 left to go in the first quarter.
And preparing to kick off, Rusty Davis for the Terrell Tigers. The Jackets will send 3 men back, the Jackson brothers and Corey Robertson. And this kick is on the way. It is going to be a line drive, and I believe Robertson's going to get it. He fumbles the ball. It bounces up. He has to pick it up on the run. He's up to the 30, 35, finds a seam, 40, and upended at the 41-yard line. Turned the home fan zone for a second because they could see the daylight opening up. If he could get by the kicker, he might have gone.
You know who? Sophomore. Gentry, it seemed like every time he touched the ball, it could have gone for a 6. And he has the same type of ability.
I'm telling you, if he could have hurdled that guy, there was nobody back there that would have stopped him. He was gone. It's going to be a penalty against the Tigers on the kick. It's going to be declined by the Jackets. So Denison actually starting with good field position yet again. They start at the 31 series ago and went 4 and out. Now they'll start at their own 41, trailing 7-0 here on KMKT 93.1 FM. Lynn Burkhead and the crew as Cody McGuirk calls for the football. First down, wants to throw. He's going to launch it out. He's got his man up at the 45 and tackled immediately for the Yellow Jackets is going to be Roger Grant on the reception. And it will be a pickup of, let's call it 2 or 3 yards, just the quick out pattern.
C.J. Wilson was there for Terrell. He's the cornerback. He's 6'2", 185, and a senior. And they've got a lot of seniors over there on defense.
They do have a lot of seniors. They've got a lot of experience. In fact, Coach Tom their head coach, Tom Ed Gooden, says this team is better than the 96 team that was a region champion. Second down and about 7.5 yards to go for the Jackets. This is going to be a snap to McGuirk in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to the back that was flanking him, and that was Robert Jackson, and he picks up maybe a quarter of a yard on that carry. Third down and 6 coming up. Denison 0 for 1 tonight so far in third down conversions, and the Jackets chewing up chunks of yardage in the scrimmage last week, not so far tonight.
We'll probably get a chance to see the arm of young Cody McGuirk. I say young. He is a senior, but this is the first time we've really been able to see him. 3
receivers for the Yellow Jackets. Backs flanking McGuirk. Third down and 6. He calls for the football. He's going to run the option. Pitches it. The ball is loose, and McGuirk is going to fall on it at the 40. That was not Robert Jackson. It was Howard Jackson, and he never watched the football. He was looking downfield. It hit him in the gut, and he just never corralled it, I don't think.
Well, he and the quarterback were right there together. Jackson and McGuirk were probably too close than what Coach Brown would like to see. And when McGuirk pitched the ball to him, it was a little bit hard.
Well, the Terrell Tigers have tons of speed, and they are expected to be a good team and even challenge for their district championship. And when you consider that the Ennis Lions are in their district, that's a pretty tall statement. Jerry Jones will punt for the Yellow Jackets. He will stand at the 25-yard line. 2 men, including Adrian Turner, back for the Terrell Tigers. 7-0 the Tigers lead. Jones, not any pressure. He's going to put the foot into this one. End-over-end kick away from everybody. It's going to be taken on the run by the Tigers up to the 35-yard line. Goes Jamichael Palmer, and he gets a return of about 9 yards. First and 10, Terrell at the 35.
Ronnie Powell is the one that drug him down right at the 35, and Terrell sets up in decent field position.
This is a team that is loaded with speed, absolutely chock full of it, and the Jackets are going to have to, they cannot make a mistake. As happened on that touchdown run, there was nobody staying at home on that touchdown run. Everybody shifted to the left as the play came back misdirection, or to the right rather. Play came back to the left. Nobody at home, and the speed just too much to catch up with. I formation, 2 receivers near side. Ashley back to pass on first down, throws over the middle. The ball was kind of a knuckleball coming out of there, incomplete. Might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage. And I think Vincent Rhodes got the big paws up there.
Yeah, I believe he did. And let's remember that Ashley is a left-handed quarterback, so a different look. You don't see that a lot. So the left-handed quarterback coming out, so far he's 0 for 2, I believe.
He's being recruited by TCU, we're told. And last year throwing for right at the 1,000-yard mark on basically a running football team. 2 receivers, I formation. Second down, a deep handoff. Adrian Turner coming left side, breaks a tackle at the line. Then another, but the third one he cannot break as the backers finish him off, along with, I believe that is Ronnie Powell that finished him off. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers.
Raymond Smith was the first one there and looked like a repeat of the last run that he did because he frankly broke the tackle right of Raymond Smith.
Yeah, it's not going to make the defensive coaches happy. That's 2 times that the Jackets do not wrap up on the most dangerous player on the field, perhaps, who rushed for, in one start last year, 300-plus yards and 3 touchdowns. Only time he played running back his entire life. It's 3rd down and 5. Thought somebody might have jumped, and there's the flag for against the Tigers as Turner gets the first down, but it's going to come back. I believe it might have even been Turner that was guilty of being a little bit too edgy as the long snap count ensued. 5:05 to go in the first quarter, 7-0. The Terrell Tigers leading the home team, the Yellow Jackets from Denison. Lynn Burkhead and Monte Walker, and it is going to be a illegal procedure penalty against the Tigers. 3rd down and 5 is now 3rd down and 10.
That'll back them up to the 35-yard line. And so far, Terrell really hasn't, except for the one play, Denison's defense has looked spectacular.
They have, in fact, looked spectacular. And Corey Robertson was right there to make that tackle. He just didn't complete it. They've looked very good so far. The offense has struggled in the first 2 series, have yet to get a first down. Ashley comes to the line of scrimmage, then backs up in the shotgun. One man, Turner, flanking him. A 3-receiver look, 3rd down and 10. They'll fake the draw. Ashley being flushed out of the pocket. Vincent Rhodes almost had him corralled. Ashley throwing on the run, incomplete downfield. And the Tigers will be forced to punt the football. Good coverage and good pursuit by the Denison defensive front.
Well, excuse me, also Anthony Hines was in pursuit. Looks like he got trapped on the inside a little bit. If he could have stayed outside, probably would have had a sack way back in the backfield, but he got trapped up inside and allowed Ashley to move out in the pocket.
Christian Brown and Robert Jackson will retreat for this punt from McCullough. He is standing at the 20-yard line. The Tigers lead 7-0. 4:35 to go in the first quarter here on Katy Country as McCullough gets the ball, a high snap, pulls it in, and this is a much better kick. Jackson turning, playing center fielder, and he'll pick the ball up at the 17, trying to find some blocks. He's got one, 25, up to the 30, home crowd to the feet, look out, 40, and he is down the sidelines and upended at the 50-yard line. The ball popped free. We'll have to wait on the indication from the official. He said it was after Jackson hit the ground, but once again, Jackson was one man from going for a TD.
And you can chalk that up to Brandon Hubert and the boys over here setting up the wall. Hubert made a nice block on the inside. I think Jason Smith on the sideline had a look at that as well. Jason, you got that look for us?
There we go. Yeah, he really had a great block. They set that wall up. And you've seen it on the last punt return. Set up perfect right there. Better than any of the special teams setups have been last year. Just one man to beat, you know.
Yeah, that was one thing that was definitely a place of smarting, of pain for the Yellow Jacket coaching staff with some of the special teams played, and they've really worked on that. McGuirk has the ball at the 47-yard line of the Tigers in shotgun. He's going to send Christian Brown in motion. 4 receivers set on first down. McGuirk is going to take the snap, flag on the play. He's going to run it up to the 40-yard line, and somebody was moving before the snap on that one, and the Jackets will have to back up. This is a team of kind of a mixture. There's some seniors, there's some juniors, there's some sophomores. It's a team that, well, it's kind of a new team. There's not a whole lot of holdover in places. There's some. 6 starters back offensively. That's about half of your team, and it's going to take them a while maybe to mesh and to gel.
Yeah, but that's one thing right there that you will see Bob Brown get so frustrated with is the little penalties like that. Yeah. The false starts, illegal procedure, holding, things like that.
Last year, Denison actually only averaged 4 penalties per game, if you can believe that. So that was not a bad point for the Yellow Jackets. McGuirk on 1st and 15 throws. There should be a flag there as the cornerback hit the receiver before the ball got there. At least that's what I thought. C.J. Wilson came in and pounded Roger Grant. Referee disagrees with me and said, nope, he got there right as the ball did, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. The ball at the Denison 48. We have 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first. 7-0. The Tigers lead on Katy Country.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Robertson has checked into the ball game.
Well, you knew he would see some time. He is, he is a good-looking kid out there, and he's only a sophomore. McGuirk calls for the football. 2nd and 15, wants to set the screen up, and he does so, and there's nobody to throw it to. Robertson got tripped at the line of scrimmage in the feet of his own lineman, and they were trying to get the ball to him on the first play. He's kind of like Adrian Turner is for the Tigers. Anytime he touches it, he's a threat to take it.
You know, like, remember, whether you like Deion Sanders or not, he was kind of one of those guys, when he touched the ball, you knew at any moment he could score. Robertson just has that feel about him. When he touches the ball, the crowd just kind of raises up a little bit.
We do need to remember he's only a sophomore, and he's got plenty of time to earn his wings, and I'm sure he'll do that. This is going to be a McGuirk carrying the football on 3rd down and 15. He tried to fake it to Corey Robertson, and Robertson went forward to block. I'm not sure if that was a busted play or not. Clock rolling at 3:54, so the frustration continuing to mount for the Yellow Jacket offense. 3 consecutive series and 3 consecutive times they're going 3 and out. Actually, one time it was 4th and out, but the result is they're going to have to give the ball up again.
Let's just hope it's not a repeat performance of last season. It took them, I believe, if I'm right, it was 10 quarters before the Jackets finally got on the scoreboard last year.
Well, the Jackets have been starting off slow in recent years, as we mentioned. And Jerry Jones owned to punt the football deep. Turner will be back deep along with C.J. Wilson, and Jones gets this one, a high spiraling kick. And it's going to be taken at the 10-yard line up to the 20, 25, or up to the 15, and then the 20. Goes the return man, and that will be for the Terrell Tigers, not Turner, but Damon Jackson. And the Tigers start 1st and 10 from the 20.
Josh Vaughn once again on the tackle. He's a sophomore. He's already made 2 outstanding special teams plays. He also is staying out there on defense. That sophomore looks like a good ball player.
One thing the Yellow Jackets have been lacking in recent years has been some leadership on the field. They haven't had the kind of guy that, say, a Reggie Hunt was or that a Chris Robertson was. Sometimes they've had some vocal leaders. Sometimes they've had some quiet lead-by-example guys. They've been lacking that, but this year they've got a couple of those as the Tigers have first down, and this is Turner squirting out of 2 tackles for 8 yards. It should have been 2, and he kind of tiptoed his way through a pile of black jerseys and somehow got 8 yards out of it.
I really don't know how he got through there. It looked like he was running parallel to the ground for about 5 yards.
It sure did. 2:50 to go in the first quarter, 7-0. The Tigers leading the Yellow Jackets. One play, the difference in this ball game so far. The Jacket defense has looked pretty good so far. The Jacket offense struggling in the season opener, at least at this point, as Ashley comes with an I formation behind him. 2 receivers split to the near side. On 2nd down and 2, the ball at the 27-yard line. Ashley, he wants to throw, throws over the middle, had his man open, but he misfired and threw it behind him. McCullough was the intended receiver. That's Jamal McCullough, 6'3", 180 pounds.
Well, it's a good thing Ashley got it off when he did, because Brent Lemons, the senior defensive tackle, was all over him and destroyed him as soon as he let the ball go.
This, of course, a 0-week game, but it's not the first game locally. Last night, Allen and Garland Amon Forest started, and Allen, the number 4 team in the Dallas Morning News 5A area poll, upset 13-6 by Naaman Forest.
Gainesville also beat Wichita Falls Hershey last night.
This is going to be a toss. Turner trying to get outside, corralled from behind and dropped for a loss on 3rd down and short, and the Jacket defense comes through again.
Anthony Hines again. That's great coaching. Take him from a tailback, put him at a defensive end, and look what he does.
Well, he just corralled one of the fastest young men on the field and threw him for a big loss. 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the first quarter, and the Jackets will get the football again, and they should as the lights come on here at Munson Stadium as twilight begins to fall. Get pretty good field position. Robert Jackson and Christian Brown will be at the 45 and the 40 and the 45 respectively. Now Brown's going to back up and join Jackson at the 40 as McCullough will stand at his 7-yard line to punt the football away. And the Jackets have the return on, and it is a low line drive kick that Jackson's going to field on a hop at the 40, trying to get the wall, 50. He's outside, 45. Look out, 40, 35, down the sideline, 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 22-yard line. And the special teams, at least the punt return part of it, has looked fabulous tonight for the Yellow Jackets.
Jason Smith was right there on the sideline, saw everything. I think Jason might have even got a block on that.
I was jumping backwards, and let me tell you, it's the fastest I've moved in 2 years. But,
yeah, well, we could tell that. Hey, Doc did ask you before the game. You did tape up before this game, right?
He did ask me if I had the ankles taped. And
yeah.
No, they're all right this year.
Weakest ankles in broadcasting, folks.
41-yard return.
41-yard return. Denison having a monster night in punt return so far. We'll get the yardage in just a moment from the Wizard himself, Mr. Kevin Farr. Once again, manning the statistician pencil and our producer. As the Jackets come to the line, Robertson flanking McGuirk. 4 receiver look, first down. McGuirk back to pass. Lots of time, pressure comes, sets up the screen. Robertson, 21, gets blocked to the 10, down inside the 10-yard line. Call it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line as Corey Robertson lowers the shoulder and pounds his way toward the Terrell goal line.
He just put his head down and ran as fast as he could and bowled over about 2 or 3 guys.
Yes, he did. He got some good blocking there on the on that side. And the Denison offensive line, some beef. First down of the night for the Yellow Jackets, and it's 1st and goal. They'll mark it back at the 9.
Let me remind you folks listening back home, we're also on the World Wide Web tonight. If you want to go to www.931KMKT, the help desk has made that possible for us tonight.
Power I, 2 tight set, handoff Robertson running left, and he's going to be tackled after a pickup of maybe a yard as Denison goes back to the power running game. That's right, the World Wide Web. If you know some Yellow Jackets who used to live in Denison, they live off somewhere around the world right now, Call them up, write them, email them, tell them, hey, right now on the World Wide Web, you can hear the Jackets live on KMKT.
And you can thank the help desk for that. They got everything set up. Matter of fact, today they were at the office working very hard to get things going for that.
2nd down and goal, the ball at the 8-yard line. This another power eye look, a too tight set for Denison as McGuirk is under center. Play action pass, wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it, throws on the run to the back of the end zone. That should be pass interference. The receiver was pushed in the back. It was a little high, but the receiver got pushed in the back. You can't do that, can you?
I believe it was Roger Grant, the receiver out there, trying to make that catch. Nope, check that. That was Anthony Hines. Hines comes in on the tight end spot, also plays the defensive end, which you have already heard.
Well, I'm going to guess that it was uncatchable. I guess that's what they had to be thinking. My old eyes may just, I guess, can't see that fast. 21 seconds to go, 3rd down. This is a toss to Jackson. Powers his way down near the 5-yard line on 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. 14 seconds to go in the quarter. Could be the final play of the quarter unless Denison decides to stop it. And I don't think they're going to. They're going to let it expire, face decision time, trailing 7-0. Do you go for the touchdown? Do you go for the field goal? We're heading to the 2nd quarter. The Terrell Tigers leading the Denison Yellow Jackets on 93.1 FM. Yellow Jacket football continues after this timeout. Nathan Farley is going to get the call as the Yellow Jackets still a little unsure in the kicking department. And this is going to be spotted at the 10-yard line, or actually the 12-yard line, so a 22-yard attempt coming up for Nathan Farley, the senior linebacker, also getting the place-kicking nod right now. Good snap, good hold. Farley's kick on the way. It's got plenty of leg and plenty of height. Is it good? Yes! The Yellow Jackets, a 22-yard field goal on the opening play of the 2nd quarter. They're on the board, 7-3. The Terrell Tigers lead on 93.1 FM. Stay tuned. Yellow Jacket football continues in a moment. Well, he's the kicker for the varsity right now, and he's got a 22-yard field goal to give Denison their first points of the season. And this is going to be Ashley, deep handoff. Turner coming up the middle, and he's going to be breaking tackles across the 25-yard line. I tell you what, he is a tough cookie to bring down.
Talk about game breakers. We were talking about Corey Robertson. Adrian Turner is pretty much a game breaker himself.
Well, against Jacksonville last season, he was a 2-time all-district free safety. He played 1 game as running back last year against Jacksonville in district play, 304 yards rushing on 32 carries, 3 touchdowns, and they said, yeah, he can do it this year.
We already told you he runs a 4.5.
I formation, receivers either side. Ashley, deep handoff. Turner stepping his way through tacklers, and he'll bounce his way down to the turf at the 32-yard line. A pickup of about 6 yards on 1st down.
You know, they're running right up the middle on every play with Turner. Raymond Smith and Chris Hackworth are the 2 inside backers. You think at some point those guys are going to have to step it up a little bit and close that inside running game down.
He reminds me a lot of a guy named Barry Sanders. You see him, he's kind of stuttering back there. He's finding daylight, and he's deciding where to run after he gets the ball, and he's just weaving his way downfield. He weaved his way for 6 yards there, 2nd and 4 from the Terrell 32-yard line. The Tigers lead the Jackets 7-3. Ashley, quick drop, throws it down the field, and it's going to be incomplete, trying to flare it out. There's a penalty. Come on. What was going on there? That ball was 15 yards overthrown.
Ronnie Powell was the cornerback on the far side. That's where he wanted to go. Ashley had his wide receiver, Jamal McCuller, wanted to hit him on the fly route. It looked like it was overthrown, Lynn. I did see that, but there was some contact around the 50-yard line with Ronnie Powell and McClure.
Well, the official says that's interference, apparently, and they're going to mark it off against the Yellow Jackets. He's going to call holding. Defensive holding is going to be the indication on the far sideline. Jason, was it defensive holding?
I can definitely agree with the defensive holding within that 5-yard bump zone. There was a slight hold, but still, it was an uncatchable ball.
It doesn't matter on holding. It doesn't matter on defensive holding.
Kevin Farr clarifying, pass interference, it does matter if the ball is catchable or not, but not on defensive holding. That was my big argument right there, is there was no way he was going to catch that ball anyway.
And that's why
maybe if he hadn't been held.
That's why we have Kevin Farr in the booth. That's why
he knows it all.
That's why he gets the big bucks over here, and that's why we call him the Wizard.
Yes, indeed. So it's a 1st down for the Tigers after not pass interference, but a defensive hold, and it'll be at the 41-yard line. Ashley's going to turn, toss to Turner, coming near side, got a block, 45, and tackled at the 50-yard line, pounded to the turf by one of the Yellow Jacket linebackers, who then helps him up off the turf.
That was Chris Hackworth. Ronnie Powell was also there, coming over from the cornerback position. We got a new jacket checking into the ball game on defense. Malcolm Allen comes in. He's a defensive end and a junior.
We got a yellow jacket checking off of the field. That's Anthony Hines. Came off the field quickly as Doc Fisher looks at him. And got another yellow jacket. Looks like he might be done for the night. We'll talk about that momentarily. 2nd down and 3 from the 50-yard line. Ashley, a deep toss. Turner heading left side, cutting it back to the middle and squirming his way forward again. They had him back at the 50, and somehow every time he squirts free for an extra 2 or 3 or 4 yards.
Jeremy Grimes coming up from the safety position to really lay the pop on him there, but not after he gained 4 yards.
So far, Terrell has 96 yards rushing, or Turner does, while the entire Denison offense has 16 yards rushing.
Total
9:49, that's total offense, actually. 9:49 to go in the first half. 7-3, however, as the Jackets have gotten back into it. A 22-yard field goal by Nathan Farley. This is going to be Ashley. Straight handoff to Turner, and he's going to stumble his way forward. He got hit at the line and fell forward for about 3 yards. He looks like he's shot out of a cannon every time he carries the football.
He's very quick. I think he stumbled over Vincent Rhodes on that play. Also another new jacket in there, Ryan Freeland. We haven't seen him yet. He's also in the ball game.
Yeah, we haven't called his name very often tonight. The yellow jacket player who is out of the ball game as right now. Looks he's got the shoulder pads off. May not come back with the ankle wrap. That's Benton Timpanaro, defensive or nose tackle rather for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down and long for the Tigers. Ashley, one of the few times tonight he's gone from the shotgun. He is going to run the option, and he is going to pitch it to Turner, and Turner is going to be held up in traffic and still picks up a couple of yards. 3rd down and about 5 coming up, and on the night tonight, Terrell in 3rd down conversions has been 2 out of 3. 0 for 3, excuse me.
Kind of ironic knowing that Anthony Hines is out of the football game, the defensive end who's played really well so far. Terrell elects to run the option right off the defensive end there.
I don't know if it's ironic or not. Sounds like good coaching. We'll check down with Jason Smith and get an update on Hines in just a moment as the Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 5. We'll see if the Tigers can get their first conversion or if the Jackets can hold again. This is Ashley, deep handoff. Turner coming to the near side, got the first down as he crossed the 35-yard line. Just followed the blocking, and the Tigers move the sticks again. Let's check down a Bradshaw Funeral Home sideline report. Once again, Jason Smith. How about Anthony Hines?
Well, guys, Anthony Hines, it looks like it's cramps. This is something that comes into play lots of times early in the season when it's still very hot, very humid, and it was his hamstring was cramping up on him a little bit. He is set to go back into the game.
Jason, did Doc have them eating bananas or anything before the game?
Not that I seen here on the sidelines.
Probably did in the locker room. Get that potassium level up, helps fight those cramps off. 1st and 10, new set of downs for the Tigers. Ashley, deep handoff. Turner again, squirting up the middle, 30 and down to the 26-yard line. The Jackets, after looking really sharp defensively early on, are starting to get handled on the line of scrimmage pretty good.
They just ran an isolation right at Raymond Smith, and I'm telling you what, they've got some beef coming through there. Nolan King, the running back, he's only 5'9", but he weighs 185, came right at Raymond Smith, took him out, and Turner ran right past him.
2nd down and short, and that seems to be a developing trend for the Terrell Tigers as Ashley will lead them to the line of scrimmage. Offset eye, receivers either side. Tigers see something they don't like. Actually, it was the 25-second clock was about to expire. They call a timeout. We'll join them. Jacket football continues on 93.1 FM after this timeout. Back at Munson Stadium, 7 minutes, 8 seconds remaining on the first half clock. The Terrell Tigers leading 7-3, but they are threatening as they have the ball at the Denison 28, facing 2nd and 3. Receivers either side, 2 tight set, I formation, and this is going to be Ashley back to pass. The southpaw throws, the pass is caught, a short gain up to around the 25-yard line. I believe that was the fullback coming out of the backfield. And let's talk about some statistics, Monte. They're not looking good for the home team right now.
Now, what you're looking for is some kind of turnover, a big play, something to get the defense off the field and put the offense back out there, and maybe the offense could stay for a while.
Now, we need to point out this is a very talented Terrell Tiger team that went deep into the playoffs last year. a 7-6 year. They started slow, ended with a bang, and they're expecting big things this year. Ashley going to hand it off first man through. Nolan King, the fullback, and he powers his way to the 15. And right now, the battle's being won at the point of attack on the line of scrimmage. The center and the two tackles are just dominating the line of scrimmage.
That was just a basic trap. You see that at every high school level. I don't care if you go to Class 1A, 2A, you'll see that play, the basic trap, and Vincent Rhodes fell for it. They trapped him over here on the line, and King actually ran right past him.
Of course, it's not as hot tonight as it was 2 years ago on opening night. It was 111 2 years ago on opening day. Not, of course, at the start of game time, but it was still about 102 degrees. This is going to be Ashley. He's going to hand it off. Turner, and he's going to be driven backwards for one of the few times tonight. It was 2nd and 1, and guess what? He didn't get it. Raymond Smith on the tackle, a host of other Yellow Jacket jerseys committee coming in to finish it off. And it'll be 3rd down and 1. 5:42 to go in the first half of play. 7-3 Terrell leading the ball at the Denison 16-yard line.
Boy, you'd love to see a big play right here from the Jackets.
3rd down 1.
3rd and 1. I mean, this is a big play already in this football game.
Terrell 1 out of 4, I believe, in 3rd down conversions tonight. Receivers either side, straight eye look, tight to the right as Ashley sets under center. 3rd and 1. Can the Jacket defense answer the call? This is going to be a handoff. Turner hit at the line, and he surges forward. It's going to be really close. It's going to be really close.
The referee is right on the 15-yard line, and it looks like from where he is standing, that might be a little bit short.
If it is, it's by the nose of the football.
Yeah, it's going to be short.
And now Terrell has an interesting decision to make. They're 4th in inches.
Well, they don't have a good kicking game. We kind of know that about them, and we've kind of seen it. Their punters have not kicked the ball the best in the world tonight, and they're going to go for it. Ashley, offset eye, 4th down and 1. The ball at the Jacket, 15-yard line. 7-3 Terrell. This is a toss. Turner trying to head outside. He's got the first down as he gets down to the 13-yard line. When you need a yard, you just turn to the guy that's gotten most of them for you, and you just let him do what he does best, turn the speed on, and he just raced everybody to the corner and picked up 3 yards. 1st down Terrell.
We're not even to the halfway point yet, and he's already over on 120 yards.
Of course, we do need to point out, again, 63 was on that one carry. You take that away, and he's like 13 for 56 yards.
Yeah, he's averaging somewhere around 5 yards a carry, which is still really good.
It's still very respectable, sure. Everybody would love to have that kind of average. But his big night is fueled, I'm trying to point out, by that big run. It's still, that counts. I mean, that's the difference in the ball game right now. But he's not only a fast back, he's also a durable back they can go to on every down. Ashley from the shotgun wants to throw, going to fire over the middle. The ball's tipped and nearly intercepted at the goal line. The ball was up for grabs just briefly, and it falls incomplete.
I thought Marcus Davis was going to actually make the interception over there. He had a couple of hands on it. The ball was floating up in the air for a while. Marcus Davis just about came down with that football.
Kind of heard the crowd gasp here on the near side. Good opening night crowd. Hey, Terrell's brought a good crowd up from Kaufman County. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 11. Now, Terrell can get a first down inside the 1 yard line, but they don't really want to mess with that. They're looking for the touchdown. Ashley from the shotgun. Turner will flank him. 4 receiver look on 2nd down and 10. Ashley calls for the football. The southpaw is going to throw. It's caught at the 5 yard line. McCullough tackled immediately, however, over there, and Ronnie Powell took hold of him. Actually, it was not Ronnie Powell.
It was Brandon Hubert, the linebacker on the far side.
Took him down immediately.
On the near side. Yeah, it's a great play. There is a flag down, however. We'll check that.
Let's go to another one of our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline reports. Jason, what was the penalty marker
well,
for?
Guys, it looks like where that flag was thrown that it's in the area of a holding call against Terrell. And indeed, that appears to be what it is as the Tigers are marching backwards.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Lynn Burkhead, Monte Walker in the booth once again for our 4th season broadcasting Yellow Jacket football. Second and 20 from the 21 after the Tiger hanky falls to the turf. Ashley from the shotgun, flanked on the left by Turner, wants to throw, hit as he throws, and the ball is skipped into the receiver. It is incomplete, and The receiver, I believe that's McCullough again. He's lamenting the fact that he was wide open at the 5-yard line. Kevin Farr once again manning our statistician pencil and producer spot, and Jason Smith roaming the sidelines. This is the beginning of my 14th season of broadcasting football in this area. And by the way, I want to thank you for the kudos this morning with Jason and Ann. Not sure they were very well deserved, but appreciate the compliment, and likewise.
Well, thank you very much. This is our 9th year of working together.
It is.
And our 4th year here in Denison. I've enjoyed every bit of it.
We're hoping the Jackets can make another strong run and get back into the playoffs once again and claim that district title. And we've got whistles and flags stopping this one before it gets underway, and I think it's going to be a delay of game, and that is the indication to the Tigers marching backwards.
Well, that's a good thing to see. They've been Denison Yellow Jacket defense has been on the field a long time. We're talking 7 minutes, over 7, almost 8 minutes on the field consecutively.
Yep, and they've got to get some relief. The offense, only 16 yards of offense in the first half, and that's something that's going to have to change.
Only had 91 in the first game last year.
7-3, 4 minutes to go in the first half, and the officials are going to stop again. Let's see. This is not a hanky. It's a timeout by the Tigers. We're going to join them. 4 minutes to go in the first half. 7-3. The Jackets trail Terrell. Opening night 2002. Back in a moment with more Denison High School football. We're back at Monte Stadium. It is 3rd and 25. The Terrell Tigers leading 7-3, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Lynn Burkhead, Monte Walker, Sean Ashley, the Tiger quarterback in the shotgun formation, fakes the handoff to Turner, steps back, wants to launch it over the middle, got a man caught, and a tackle broken, and it's a touchdown for the Tigers.
What a play. What a throw by Ashley.
He threw an absolute bullet to C.J. Wilson. Wilson popped off of the defender for the Yellow Jackets. Didn't see who that was. Maybe Jason Smith did, and he lunged over the goal line for the touchdown. And with 3:50 to go, the Tigers take a 13-3 lead. And if you want to know the key stat right now, Monte, Kevin Farr just told us, and there are the unfortunate numbers on the board, and they're not looking good for the Jackets. Not only is the score, as the PAT attempt is good. We'll come back to that thought momentarily. 14-3. Terrell leading, 3:50 to go in the half. Yellow Jacket football continues after this timeout. Rusty Davis is getting ready for the Cable One kickoff. The Jackets will send the Jackson brothers back deep along with Corey Robertson. And Rusty Davis is going to bang this one. And I believe Robert Jackson going to get the call. 10-yard line up to the 20. 25, finds a seam and gets all the way out to the 31-yard line before he is brought down. Don't forget, coming up, we got the Gray's Credit Jewelers halftime show. Our good friends over at Gray's Credit Jewelers sponsoring our halftime events this year. Jason Smith and Kevin Farr leading you through the way as we get to halftime.
Isn't that David Wilburn over there?
David Wilburn, long-time Yellow Jacket supporter.
Boy,
and
great Yellow Jacket
yes,
fan,
he is. Yes, he is. He's seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
He's had season tickets here for a long time.
You know, I've got season tickets, and I've had them for a long time. You know,
you got a great view up here, though, don't you?
I do. I had hair when I first got season tickets. Jackets come to the line of scrimmage. This is going to be Cody McGuirk as he took the ball, faked the handoff, and surged forward for about 3 yards. And we were going to talk about this a moment ago. And, Monte, the key stat is not really the scoreboard, because the scoreboard's just indicative of what Kevin Farr wrote right there.
Yeah, Denison has had the ball 6 minutes, 31 seconds. Terrell, get this, 13 minutes, 29 seconds.
Time of possession. They're controlling the line. This is the screen going to be set up and dropped immediately.
That's going to be a loss of about 3 yards.
It's going to be, I believe that's Howard Jackson on the reception. No, it's going to be Robert Jackson. And the Jackets have gone to that well a couple of times tonight, and the Tigers sniffed it out, and it's now 3rd down and 11, and a Jacket offense that has only racked up 15 yards of offense now in the first half. Really struggling right now, and we'll see if they can get it going here. McGuirk trying to get the troops rallied. Calls for the football. 3rd down and 11. Comes to the near side. He's going to throw one downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. His man ran straight down the field, and Cody threw it to the sideline. And let's get a Bratcher Funeral Home sideline report. Jason, this is kind of in some ways, there's some seniors on this team, but you kind of still feel kind of a young team. And They needed to get out of the gate fast tonight, Bob Brown said, and it hasn't happened so far. What's the mood on the sideline?
You know, it really hadn't. The mood is kind of somber at this point. They're not down, I wouldn't say, because there's some players on this team that have been in this situation before and know that they've got to keep their heads up to win a game.
2:35 to go in the first half, and the Tigers are winning this one. 14-3 is the score. As now Denison has had the ball 7 minutes and 46 seconds, while the Tigers have had it over 14 minutes in this contest. This is going to be Jerry Jones, a great punt. This is an awesome punt. A monster punt inside the 20, down inside the 10, going to be fielded at the 9, and the up man pounded to the turf.
Oh, my, Ronnie Powell just unloaded on the
Damon Jackson is wondering where that runaway freight train came from. That was... I'm going to tell you, if they played 16 weeks, that still might be the hit of the year.
That's a great hit. I talked to Ronnie Powell. He was our senior spotlight. I asked him what he did this summer. He said he lifted a bunch of weights.
He must have done a lot of squats because he came launching off of that turf, and he lit Damon Jackson up for all he was worth.
What a monster hit.
And what a monster punt. Jerry Jones putting the monster boot into that
yards.
one. 61 yards on the punt for Jerry Jones, the senior. Wow. Maybe that'll get the Jackets going. 1st and 10 from the 20 after all of that excitement. This is going to be Ashley handing it off Turner. He stutter steps his way up the field and once again broke a tackle and made his way out to the 25-yard line. He is just shifty. You can't find him. He's not a big guy. He's like 5'10", 165 pounds, soaking wet. And he's hard to find down there in the trenches, and he's just kind of picking and weaving his way through traffic. And at the last moment, he turns a little quick burst of speed on, and it's propelled Terrell to a 14-3 lead. He is definitely the player that has made them go so far. Ashley, I formation, 2 receivers to the far side, 2nd and 5 from the 25, from the Terrell 25. Fullback goes in motion. Ashley going to play action. He wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it, come to the near side and run, and he is going to go up to the 30, 35, and out of bounds. There was a pretty wicked collision at the 40. And we got a yellow jacket that has not, that is down.
Laid somebody out.
And that was Vincent Rhodes.
Vincent Rhodes is down on the near sideline.
Laid out by Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Davis just really put a mammoth hit on.
Vincent Rhodes just in the wrong place at the wrong time chasing the quarterback, and he got leveled. And nearly, it looked like, got knocked out. This is a toss. Turner heading far side. He's got some blocking, and he's going to get out to the 45-yard line.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds after a 6-yard pickup. The clock will stop, 1:24 to go. Jason, you were kind of hanging around. That was a pretty monster hit by the Tigers.
It was a complete blindsided hit, though, even though it was a hard hit. Vincent Rhodes was not looking, and he was hit in the back.
Coach Brown coming over to make sure that his standout junior is all right, and I'm not sure if he knows what state he's in right now.
It's one of those that you'll see on the Terrell highlight film.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, so we saw 2 slobber knockers, as they call them, on this series. This is a bad snap. Ashley's going to have to retreat and dive on the football. That looked like a grounder that Bill Buckner booted a few years ago in the World Series. I'm not sure what that was. The ball rolled across the turf back to the quarterback.
Went right through his legs. He had to turn around and go get it, and he actually just did the smart thing. He just fell on it.
Speaking of that, big news today in the sports world, the baseball players avert the strike, and they'll carry on.
You know what, I was hoping so. I've got tickets to tomorrow night's game.
I tell you what, there would have been a lot of tickets available next year if they'd gone out on strike. But they do the smart thing, I think, and they keep the fans from getting irate. We got 44 ticks left in the half, and this is going to be an shotgun formation, and the Tigers are going to throw. They've got the screen set up on the near side, and that is going to be a pretty good job of blocking as C.J. Wilson got the ball, spun his way up across the 40-yard line, and got out of bounds to stop the clock with 29 seconds to go. It'll be 4th down for the Tigers. It was 3rd down and long, and we'll see what the Terrell coaching staff led by Tom Ed Gooden decides to do. He calls this team the best that he's had, perhaps, and he's had a couple of good ones at Terrell. And the Tigers are going to decide to kick the football, facing 4th down and 9 from their own 41-yard line, as Mr. McCullough will handle the punting duties once again.
Christian Brown drops back deep around the 25-yard line. He's going to handle the punt return duties, and that's one thing that we've seen so far. The good things is the special teams and the return teams has been really well tonight.
Looks like the Jackets, they got 10 men up. They got the block on perhaps as McCullers standing back there at the 27-yard line. Good snap. The Jackets try to get to him, can't do it. He gets a good kickoff. Christian Brown takes it at the 24, and he's all alone coming to the near sideline, and he got tripped up at the 25 as he tried to find some daylight. Only 20 seconds to go in the first half of play, 14-3. It has been all Terrell in the first half. They own the game on the scoreboard. They also own the game statistically. Denison's defense has played fairly well tonight at times, but they have been on the field virtually all night long, and it's beginning to show. The Denison offense struggling, and I'm sure that will be a point of contention with the coaching staff as the two teams head to the locker room momentarily. Don't forget, we've got our Gray's Credit Jewelers halftime show, and coming up not too far in the future, we got the Jim McClure State Farm trivia question coming up. As Cody McGuirk in the ball game, standing at the 20 in the shotgun, wants to throw on first down. 20 seconds, going to launch the home run ball downfield, and it's going to be picked off. Picked off at the 50-yard line. Ashley is going to come to the line of scrimmage. He's going to check off at the line of scrimmage to one of his receivers. He's going to go to the knee, and the Tigers kind of surprisingly elect not to take a shot into the end zone. The clock's going to expire. The first half has come to a conclusion, and the Terrell Tigers on a 14-3 lead over the hometown Denison Yellow Jackets. The home opener for the Yellow Jackets tonight. The Yellow Jackets, I understood at halftime, actually may have bumbled one of the youngsters out on the field, and they actually won the toss, or actually they did not win the toss. Terrell won and deferred, and Denison chose to kick. That was a mistake, perhaps, don't know, but they're going to squib it because they're going to have to kick off to the Tigers, and this one is going to be tracked down by the Tigers at the 15-yard line. The return man heading up the field, breaking tackles 20-25, and upended at the 35-yard line. That is Jamichael Palmer. So the Tigers get the ball to start the first half and to start the second half on the Cable One kickoff.
Marcus Davis was the man who finally brought him down around the 36-yard line. He broke the tackle initially of Scooter Means. Scooter, another one of those youngsters. He's a big kid. He played quarterback all the way through, but he's playing fullback when they've got the fullback position out there. He also plays a linebacker. Tell you what, he's a big kid.
Sean Ashley, the quarterback, he'll open the second half at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. He has a 14-3 lead for the Terrell Tigers over the hometown Denison Yellow Jackets. Ashley tackled as he tossed the football, but he gets it away to Turner, who is going to slip and slide his way forward for 2 or 3 yards. I'm not sure who that was that fired through the line of scrimmage, but Ashley hit as he handed the football off, and it was just a quick handoff, so the Denison defense showing some spark.
Well, I think that was Anthony Hines again at the defensive end, and he showed, I tell you what, he is one of the better players out there on defense. Who would have ever thought last year the tailback, the leading ball carrier for the Jackets, would be the stud on defense?
So far tonight, he is doing that. This is the deep handoff. Turner, he's weaving his way forward for several tough yards. The Jackets a little better job of corralling him this time. Vincent Rode in there along with a couple of Yellow Jacket linebackers, including Chris Hackworth, sets up 3rd down and 2 after the 5-yard gain.
I think that's a big key to this second half. Those linebackers up the middle, Raymond Smith, Chris Hackworth, and also the defensive tackles up front. Vincent Rhodes and Benton Timpanero, those guys are really going to have to crunch things up in the middle to stop that running game.
The Tigers will send 2 receivers to the far side. 3rd down and 2 from their own 44-yard line. Ashley, he's going to hand it off. Turner, he is going to weave his way forward, and he's going to have the first down by a half yard. And so the sticks will move. Don't forget, at the conclusion of our game tonight, we'll have the Digital Solutions recap of the game. And then after that, we're going to join KMKT News and Sports Director Scott Corbin.
Yeah.
He's got something pretty interesting coming up.
We've got a new thing for you listeners out there this year. We're going to recap all of the area scores. We're going to have some highlights from each game. We're going to have some callers calling in, telling you about Pottsboro, about Gainesville, about Salina, Van Alstyne. Of course, Van Alstyne's not playing this week, but that's what we're trying to get into after the game up until 11 o'clock tonight.
Ashley back to pass. Pressure in the backfield, and he is sacked. The Denison defense roaring through.
72.
That looked like a Swiss cheese offensive line right there because black jerseys were pouring through, and Ashley goes down in a heap. It's a big loss. let's call it a 12-yard loss, or 8-yard loss, rather. I got a little ahead of myself, and it's going to be 2nd and 18 from the 39.
2nd and 18 is where exactly you want to have Terrell looking at. Of course, Ashley with that big arm, that big left throwing arm, he can get it downfield in one shot.
Rather have him looking at 4th and 18. Ashley up under center, one-man Turner in the backfield. 3-receiver set. This is a handoff. Turner coming to the near side, trying to find a seam. He's got it up to the 50-yard line, breaking tackles, and into Denison territory to the 48. So 2nd and 18 is 3rd down and 4. I'm telling you what, Turner is putting on a clinic tonight, and the Jacket defense has been doing pretty good, but they've been unable to find an answer for Turner.
Yeah, he's very shifty. He's able to shake and bake a little bit. Jeremy Grimes is the guy that he kind of shook there, the defensive back. He's a junior. He's really playing that safety spot right now because Robertson has been playing offense a lot.
3rd down and 5. The ball at the 47 after a 13-yard gain. And the Tigers quarterback, Sean Ashley, the former Denison freshman quarterback. He'll come against his former teammates, some of them. And he'll drop back to pass. Pressure coming backside. Josh Vaughn is going to be there, and the ball is going to be dropped incomplete. Vaughn was putting the heat on Ashley. Ashley delivered it to C.J. Wilson, but he could not hold onto the football. Great pressure applied.
Oh, it was a great play by the outside linebacker, Brent Hubert. Hit him as soon as the ball got there, knocked the ball free. Wonderful play by the senior outside linebacker, Brent Hubert.
Well, as much as Terrell has dominated this football game, the Jackets are 1 TD away from climbing squarely back into it. And the defense holding the Tigers on the opening drive, so maybe the offense has been able to make some adjustments and they can get things going here.
Let's see that wall again. Here's the punt return set up. Christian Brown back there.
McCullough was waiting for the punt, and the Tigers took too much time to get their men off the field. It's an illegal substitution as they were trying to get everything just right. It'll back them up 5 yards, and back deep for the Yellow Jackets is going to be their return man, a new return man in for Denison. Marcus Davis is going to be in there along with Christian Brown, as McCullough will back up to his 31-yard line for this punt. He's had a good night punting, as has Jerry Jones. McCullough is going to get it. He's going to put the foot into this one. It's an end-over-end kick that Christian Brown is going to let get by him. He let it get by him. He's going to track it down at the 10, trying to find a block. He's found a few. Still going up to the 20, and he slips and goes down at the 21. Christian Brown did not field it cleanly, and it got behind him. And the Jackets make a mistake on the special teams, and it cost them. And so what could have been good field position is going to be, well, 1st and 10 from the 20.
The one thing we haven't seen so far tonight is a clean exchange on the punt returns or kick returns. It seems that Denison has put the ball on the turf with the catch each time. A couple of times it's been successful because it's drawn some time to open up those lanes a little bit. It wasn't effective that time as he had to backtrack about 10 yards just to get the football.
Part of the thing is McCullough is not a great punter, and he's punting it short every time, and you either have to come up and field it or try to catch it on the hop, and the Jackets have been trying to catch it on the hop. McGuirk back in. He's going to throw out to Jerry Jones. He caught it, and he's dropped immediately after a gain of about 5 yards. So the short 5-yard out pattern is what the Jackets go to on 1st down, and it'll be 2nd down and 5.
That's a great play. I like it. Just a quick hitch outside, the quick out. Jerry Jones has all the speed in the world to turn it on. If he breaks one tackle, he could go the distance. But those little quick hitches, those will get you the 1st downs over and over.
Corey Robertson is in the ballgame flanking McGuirk. He's going to get the handoff. He is going to weave his way forward for a couple of tough yards through traffic, and it'll be 3rd down and about, well, let's wait and see where they mark it. 3rd down and about 4, I think. And that is going to be the distance needed from the 25-yard line.
That is Corey Robertson on the carry. He's been in there on offense quite a bit tonight. We initially thought that he would be playing the defensive secondary safety position. However, they have pretty much changed their formula tonight and gone with him on offense.
They have indeed. And it'll be McGuirk in the shotgun on 3rd down. Wants to throw. He's going to come to the near side, and he overthrows Christian Brown, who was open and would have had the 1st down. And Cody McGuirk, unfortunately, that one rolled off the fingertips, and he sailed it a bit, and it'll be punting time for Jerry Jones. And so the Jackets and the Tigers on their opening possession of the 2nd half go 3 and out. And the Jackets continuing to struggle offensively, unfortunately. And they'll have to punt the football back to the Terrell Tigers. Retreating is going to be Jamichael Palmer and Damon Jackson for the Tigers. They will stand around the 40-yard line. 46.3-yard average for Mr. Jerry Jones, and that's a good stat, sort of, because you really don't want to see your punter having a great night, but he is. And he gets another good kick away. It's a high kick, and it's going to be a fair catch is going to be called for by Jamichael Palmer, and he is going to go to the knee at the 41-yard line. And so the Tigers start with good field position, up 14-3. You're listening to 93.1 FM KMKT. Lynn Burkhead, Monte Walker, Kevin Farr, and Jason Smith with you tonight. This is going to be Sean Ashley turning, pitching to Turner. He's going to bounce off his own guy, and then looks like he's going to go down. And let's see who that's going to be bringing him down. The Yellow Jacket linebacker, Raymond Smith, making the stop, and it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. So good penetration, good pursuit.
Also, Jeremy Grimes coming up to make the stop at the safety position. He's showing that he should be in there at safety when Corey Robertson is on offense. He's a junior, and he made an excellent play there.
Yellow Jackets have played fairly well tonight defensively against the Tigers. I know Coach Brown might not agree with that because of the stat book. This is Turner on the deep handoff, and he pounds his way forward for 15 yards. That was the fullback, rather, on the quick hitter inside. I believe that was Husband, the fullback. No, it was King. Nolan King, 5'9", a spark plug at 185 pounds and a junior, and he just kind of bulldogged his way downfield. And he got 15. And the sticks move again. 6-10 and cranking in the third quarter. 14-3, the Tigers lead the Jackets.
That's been the story of this game so far. Terrell has had the ball the majority of this football game, and the defense starting to show signs of wearing down a little bit out there as they cannot seem to get off the field.
Ashley is going to fake the no. He's going to give the handoff Turner, and he's going to jitterbug his way to the right side, and he's going to be corralled from behind. Not sure who that was that got him on the far side, but it was a good open field tackle against a very shifty runner.
Brent Hubert made the first initial tackle, slowed him up a little bit before Chris Hackworth finally came over and polished him off. But again, another big game, 5 yards or so. And that moves the ball down to about the 42-yard line in Denison territory, and Denison somehow trying to stop this Terrell offense.
Well, the battle is being won in the trenches. It's being won up front, and Terrell dominating the line of scrimmage. And a lot of that's due to Adrian Turner. He is a very difficult runner. It's going to be the fullback, King, getting the handoff up the middle. First down and more. 10 yards on the carry, and you can kind of see that the Terrell coach, Tom Ed Gooden, he's been around the block. He realizes the Jackets are keying on Turner right now, and so he's turning to the quick hitter inside.
Well, they're running right up the gut on every play. Corey Robertson checks back into the ballgame. Brent Hubert will come out. Jeremy Grimes will come out. Also a new player checking in will be Nathan Farley. He's a linebacker. One of those guys looked like they had cramps. I think it might have been Brent Hubert.
Ashley has the Tigers 3 receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back. He's going to throw. It's going to be caught, and the receiver's going to break free, and he is going to be in a foot race. He's not going to win it, but he gets down to the 11-yard line, and I believe on the reception, Jamichael Palmer. And it is going to be first down and 10 again for the Terrell Tigers, and they're knocking on the door.
Ronnie Powell was giving about 10 yards leeway off of the receiver, so when Ashley looked over and threw the ball, Ronnie Powell had to make up 10 yards of ground just to get to him, and when he got to him, he missed the tackle.
Well, the Tigers are going to call it, or the Yellow Jackets are going to call a timeout. 4:43 to go in the third, 14-3, Terrell leading, but knocking on the door, looking for more. Yellow Jacket football continues in a moment. Go. Hi, everybody. Lynn Burkhead and Monte Walker back again at Munson Stadium, and we got a 14-3 ball game. Terrell leading the Denison Yellow Jackets in the 2002 season opener, but they are knocking on the Yellow Jacket door, and they're knocking hard. First and 10 from the Jacket 14.
The Yellow Jacket 14-yard line.
3 receivers set for the Tigers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far, right to left on your radio dial. Handoff to Adrian Turner. Not much running room for a change. He picked up nothing. We got an update for you. Already told you the baseballers, I think, saved their sport today. They decided not to strike and avoid the ire of the fans. And the OU Sooners, number 3 in the nation in some polls, 2 in others. They are proving that as they're putting the hurt on the Tulsa Hurricanes, 17-0. And, of course, my Longhorns tomorrow ranked 2nd in the nation in the AP poll.
I can't really talk bad about the Longhorns anymore. I get in a lot of trouble. I've got a friend of mine who's a UT alum.
This is going to be Ashley, play action, coming near side, pressure. He throws, and it's going to be caught inside the 5-yard line. Jackets are arguing that the receiver trapped the ball, but the official says no, he did not, and it's going to be called a reception, first down. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
I'll tell you what hurts Denison so far in this game is that Terrell will get the ball and take about 3 minutes off the clock, march about 60 yards down the field. Denison gets the ball, and it's about 4 and out, and it's 31 seconds worth of time. That doesn't help your defense out a lot at all.
Yeah, they've been on the field all night. Again, they have played pretty well, but they haven't found some answers themselves, and the offense has struggled from the get-go, but it is the first game of the season, and this is going to be Adrian Turner getting the call, heading outside. The Jackets pursuing down the line, and they're going to corral him about a yard short of the end zone, maybe 2 yards short. So 1st and goal from the 3 is going to be 2nd and goal from the 2, I believe. 3:22 to go in the third quarter here on 93.1 FM KMKT. Lynn, Burkhead, Monte Walker, and the rest of the crew. Don't forget that you can catch the Cable One replay coming up on Channel 30, and I believe once again this year it's on Tuesday night at 6:30, and you can catch that. Of course, KMKT providing the audio, and Cable One providing the video, and we appreciate all the fine work that they do. It's going to be no gain on the play, so 1st and goal for 3 is going to be. There's a flag, is what it is.
No,
so
there's a player down. Ronnie Powell's down over there.
Roddy Powell for the Jackets is down on the far side of the field.
And, Lynn, there's also a holding penalty on the play.
Yeah, I thought I saw a hanky picked up by the official.
Against Terrell and, Ronnie Powell with a injury on the far sideline.
Cheerleaders got the signs up. On your feet, make noise. The Jackets trying to. It's 1st and goal from the 13 after the holding infraction.
Good time to score.
3:22 to go in the third. The Terrell Tigers 14-3. Over the Yellow Jackets. Terrell not ranked in the state top 10 in the Associated Press preseason poll. They were ranked number 10 in the state in Collier Sharp's rankings. And perhaps tonight they're proving their worth as a top 10 team. Ashley from the shotgun on 1st and goal from the 13. High snap. He hauls it in, and he's going to be buried. He's going to lose 2 yards and go down. And the Yellow Jackets are going to have a pretty good committee to meet him there. Brent Lemons chaired it, and a couple of guys finished it off.
I believe Raymond Smith was there as well. Raymond came up from his linebacker position and really put the stick on him.
Brent Lemons has had a pretty good game tonight. He is. We've called his name several times, and I think this Jacket defense is going to be able to play before this season is out.
Well, they're playing a very, very tough Terrell offense, and plus they've been out there a long time tonight.
Well, we got a stoppage in play, and I'm not sure what that is. And so the Jackets will have the Tigers backed up, 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line. And Ashley from the shotgun, Adrian Turner, 2 steps to his right, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 14-3, the Tigers lead. Ashley back to pass. He's going to flare it out. He's got a man open, caught inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line, and down to the 2. And it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. It is a 13-yard reception. And on that reception, I believe that was Jonathan Davis on the catch. And he... Actually, it was not. It was C.J. Wilson on the catch, and he caught a little screen pass out in the flats, and he weaved his way between a couple of would-be defenders who were going one way, and he cut back the other way. And it's time for a big stand here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Can the Jacket defense hold the Tigers out of the end zone? Ashley, offset eye behind him. Toss to Turner. Heading left side. Flag on the play. Turner to the goal line, and he is in there, but there is a penalty marker on the near sideline. The head linesman throwing it. And let's check down to Bratcher Funeral Home sideline report. Jason, what is it?
Well, this head linesman finally seen the hold going on. Well, he's calling it a false start, but there was a hold on the end on this side.
Yeah, it was right at the snap, so I knew it had to be some kind of either offsides or illegal procedure, and it is going to be illegal procedure against the Tigers. So 3rd and goal from the 2 is 3rd and goal from the 7. So the Tigers, their own worst enemy here. They had it 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Got as far back as the 15, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 7. They're cranking the clock off.
Yeah, here we go again. I think Denison has had it for 31 seconds of this entire third quarter.
Maybe
a minute 13, Kevin tells me. A minute 13 that Denison has had it, and there's 1:29 left to go in the third.
3rd and goal from the 7. Big play here. Denison's got a hold. This is Ashley. He's going to toss it. Turner trying to get outside. He's corralled, and he's tackled for a big loss back to the 16-yard line. And it is going to be, for the Yellow Jackets, the outside linebacker, I believe, or that was Anthony Hines, I think, that came roaring over. And he basically cut off the lane, finished the tackle off.
Anthony Hines made a great play. He suffers a little bit coming off making that play because I think his cramps got to him again, so he limps off the field. Lots of players, we see this every year, and that may be something with week 0 that might affect a lot of these players is August heat.
Blake Berry on for a 30-yard field goal attempt from the right hash mark. High snap, the hold is down. This kick is a wobbler. It looks left, and it is. So the Jacket defense holds the Terrell Tigers out of the end zone. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line, and they come up firing blanks. Is this the spark that Denison needs? We will see, because Denison's defense dials up big. We've got a timeout on the field. Corey Robertson's going to shift sides. Cody McGuirk on 1st and 10. He's going to run the option, and Robertson's going to get it, turns the corner to the 25, and he's going to be corralled on the near sideline and dragged down after a short gain. 36 seconds, but the clock is going to stop as Robertson goes out of bounds. Hey, this game, despite all of the disparity in the statistic book, 14-3 is the score, and if Denison could get a touchdown, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, it's a pretty close game as it is.
On the scoreboard, at least.
14-10 is what it would be if they could score. 14-3 is what it is now. 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
5-yard gain sets up 2nd and 5 from the 25. McGuirk in the shotgun. Robertson behind him. He'll pump. Now he's going to launch one downfield, trying to get a man open, and there was some hanging on, I thought there. No flag on the play, and it was Will the Thrill Crawley trying to streak down the sideline, and he just couldn't catch up.
A little willpower out there on the left side running down, and he had a lane. Looked like he had about a step or two on the defender, but the ball was just overthrown by a step or two.
Well, the little brother last year is the only brother this year of the Crawley boys.
Speaking of UT, Rob's going to walk on.
That's right. He's down in Longhorn land. Cody McGuirk, the quarterback for the Yellow Jackets, a 4-receiver set. Robertson in the backfield. 3rd down and 5. McGuirk back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He'll throw it. Christian Brown trying to get the first down. Does he have the first down of the second half? I don't think so. It's going to be close. 19 seconds and counting in the third quarter.
If he got it.
And it's going to be first down.
Yeah, second first down of the game.
I think the official, he did. He indicated first down. That is the second first down of the night for the Yellow Jacket offense. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. 14-3, Terrell leading. McGuirk flanked by Robertson again. The 4 wide out look on 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 30. 4 seconds to go, and the Jackets are not going to get this one off. Yeah, they will. And it's a handoff to Corey Robertson, weaving his way downfield to the 40-yard line. They almost got first down number 3. The clock has expired. Triple zeros in the third quarter. We're going to the fourth quarter. Will it be Jacket quarter tonight? We'll find out. McGuirk, 2 men, Jackson and Robertson flanking him in the backfield. He's back to pass. He launches it out. He's got, Robert Jackson was wide open, and it bounces off his fingertips at the 40, and he had daylight. Howard Jackson, rather. And I'm telling you, he had nothing but green turf in front of him.
Oh, that would have been a beautiful play if he could have just held on to that football. He had a wide open lane. He would have probably been down around the 20 or the 15 if not scored. Just a beautiful pass. Would have been a beautiful catch, but all for naught.
Good play call by offensive coordinator Racy Guess. It was 2nd and short. Sets up 3rd down and 1 from the 39. Robertson will flank McGuirk. 4-receiver set, 2 either side. The Jackets really need one here. Robertson will switch sides. McGuirk calling for the football. And he'll send a man. That will be Howard Jackson in motion, and he's going to fake it. McGurk up the field. He's going to spin his way for the first down, and the Yellow Jackets have got their third first down of the night.
Look to be rolling a little bit. Now Terrell is on defense for quite a while, and I tell you what, in an August heat, if you're on the field for a long time, it'll really affect you, and the Jackets have to stay out there.
We got the Jim McClure State Farm trivia question coming up here momentarily, and let's check down at, well, we'll hold that. We're going to check down in just a moment another Bratcher Funeral Home sideline report with Jason Smith, but it's 1st and 10. McGurk flanked by Jackson and Robertson again. Low snap, but he halts it in, wants to throw. Now he's got to step up and run. He's going to throw on the run. He's got a man open downfield, but it's going to be intercepted. It was a short throw. He had a man breaking free, and that would be Howard Jackson, but it was underthrown. There is a flag on the play, however, roughing the passer against the Tigers, and that's going to be an automatic first down for the Jackets.
That'll move the sticks a little bit, and that keeps Denison's offense on the field and Terrell's defense out there for a little bit more.
Our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man, Jason Smith. Jason, that might finally be a break the Jackets get offensively.
A collective sigh of relief from everyone here on the sidelines and in the stands when that announcement was made. Something new on the sidelines this year. We mentioned Coach Pettit coming down from Southeastern Oklahoma State University to coach the offensive line. Something new is the amount of solidarity that you see between all the linemen, because after every series, not just the starters, but the reserves as well are grouped around Coach Pettit as he explains what they did right, what they did wrong, and admonishes them what to do in the next time.
And I want to tell you, Coach Pettit can admonish too. He is a great guy. Really like Lanny. And it is time for the Jim McClure State Farm Trivia question.
Are you ready? Here we go. We mentioned to you earlier that this is the 62nd season of Munson Stadium as we know it, with the West bleachers and the concrete stands over here. Tell you what, they opened September 17th, 1941 at this very site. Who did they play? First person to call 465-6200 wins a trip to the Cotton Patch. Good luck.
I know the answer to that one. Can I call?
You cannot.
Cody McGurk, the quarterback, he's going to call for Howard Jackson to go in motion. 1st and 10 after the roughing the passer. He's going to throw it. It's incomplete. He threw the out. His man turned in, and it's a good thing it wasn't intercepted.
Well, the good thing is it's first down. The bad thing is it only takes about 2 clicks off of the clock, and at this point you're going to try to score as fast as you can, but you still got to keep those Terrell Tigers on the field defensively.
2nd down and 10. The ball at the Tiger 43. A Denison touchdown would make this a 14-10 ball game with plenty of time to play. Hey, stranger things have happened. You can dominate the stat book, but if you don't dominate the scoreboard, it might not matter. This is going to be McGurk. He's going to air it out down the sideline for Jerry Jones, and he almost had it. It is in and out of his hands. The defender got a paw up in there and disrupted Jones' concentration at the 13-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 43. Howard Jackson in motion. Robertson flanking McGurk. He calls for the football. Back to pass. He's pressured. Sidesteps it. He's going to throw, and it's intercepted. Yep. It is intercepted. C.J. Wilson stepped in front of the intended receiver, Howard Jackson, and picked it off. And the only fortunate thing for the Jackets on that one is he fell to the ground, or he was gone.
Looks like they're going to mark the ball down at the 40-yard line and Terrell's own into the field.
Well, that's the 2nd interception of the night for Cody McGurk, and had it not been for it was on this drive, but he was intercepted earlier, but a penalty nullified that. So Cody McGurk, not the best nights. I'm sure he will go back to the drawing board tomorrow as he gets his first start tonight, and he is trying his best, as are the Jackets, but right now 14-3 Terrell. Adrian Turner on the handoff. He's corralled. He sidesteps his way down the line of scrimmage, and he'll get a yard or 2.
Brandon Hubert comes up, makes the stop. Also another defensive back into the ball game. I believe it's Anthony Waddles. He's a senior as well.
Most importantly, with 10:40 to go in the ball game, the Tigers lead 14-3 here on 93.1 FM. Sean Ashley back to pass, ball batted down. Anthony Hines shook that cramp off, went skying up in the air and said, "No, sir."
That was a great play by Anthony Hines, having an outstanding ball game on the defensive side. We've called his name all night long. We called it all last year, except he was a tailback last year.
Yeah, he has had an outstanding night, and he's again shaking the cramp off. He may be gaming with them, you know. He may be trying to pull their cord just a little bit because he's acting like, oh, I'm hurting, and then he just came 5 feet off the ground.
I'm really surprised that they were actually going to throw the football on second down there, knowing that they could just run up the middle and take time off this clock and end this ball game, but they elected, and here they have 3 receivers again.
3rd down and 7, and the Tigers are going to have to call a timeout with 10:32 to go in the game. 14-3, Terrell leading. 3rd down and 7 when we come back. Yellow Jacket football continues after this on 93.1 FM KMKT. Lynn Burkhead, Monte Walker, and the rest of the crew bringing you this season opener. 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers from their own 43-yard line. Sean Ashley with Adrian Turner behind him. He's going to fake the handoff. Pressure comes, and he is going to be sacked. It's going to be,
yeah, but they roughed it.
Yeah, it was face mask. I was afraid of that.
Vincent Rhodes was back there. He was the man that brought him down and one of the first ones to get off the pile, but he got off kind of late.
Took him down by the face mask.
Yep, it's going to depend on if it's the personal foul, and it is.
Took him down by the face mask, yep.
That's an automatic first. So 3rd and 7, the Jackets shoot themselves in the foot, and I could see. I mean, there wasn't any question he got him by the face mask. The only question was whether he intended to, and the official said yes, sir, he did. So that is going to hurt the Jackets. Going to be a first down, but we got a winner.
We do have a winner on the Jim McClure State Farm trivia question. The first one of the year was 62nd opener of Munson Stadium is tonight. They played Sulphur Springs on September 17th, 1941. Jim Taylor, I don't know if you were there, but you're the winner.
You know, Jim Taylor, didn't he win 2 or 3 times last year?
I'll tell you what.
I think he's got a copy of the record book.
I think he does. He wins an awful lot on this.
Congratulations, Mr. Taylor. Good job on calling Sulphur Springs out. We got one winner tonight.
New quarterback.
For the Jackets. We got a new quarterback in, so Sean Ashley may be shaken up just a little bit. We'll have to check the backup here. It's going to be Jamichael Palmer. He's going to hand off to Adrian Turner, and he is going to head his way left for about 3 yards on 1st and 10, and it'll be 2nd down and long coming up. 2nd down and 5. It was actually a 5-yard gain. Right up the middle. Turner, look out to the 30-yard line. Shot out of the cannon. Big first down run all the way down to the 22 before he's hauled down. Let's check with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man, Jason. Well, the Jackets came up with a big stand a little while ago. They're going to have to do it here.
They really are. If they have any hopes of staying in this game, they're going to have to do something right here on this series.
We told you when they got the football, they like to keep it, and here we are. They've already taken 2 minutes and counting off of the clock so far.
Don't forget to join KMKT News and Sports Director Scott Corbin after our Digital Solutions post-game recap. This is going to be there's going to be a flag of the play as Turner got the handoff heading to the right from Jamichael Palmer, and I think we got a motion penalty on 1st and 10. But Scott Corbin he's going to recap tonight's game here at Munson Stadium and the other opening night action around the area in 0 week. You know, that's becoming more popular, Monte. Last year, I think there were 23 4A and 5A teams that opened in 0 week. There's twice that many this year.
You know, as a matter of fact, the ones that I can think of that are in this area are Van All's team and Sherman. I believe those are just about the only 2 that are not playing week 0 right now.
A lot of coaches like to get that week off somewhere in the season to get some players healed up and that type of thing. Well, the penalty is going to be an illegal shift by the Terrell Tigers. It's going to back them up. You know, Terrell is on the brink of history if they hold on to this lead. They have never defeated Denison. The series record is 3-0, and the last time these 2 teams met, it was a Denison whitewash as the Yellow Jackets won 55-7 back in their 29-game straight winning streak after their 84 state title. This is Turner heading to the left side. Now he's going to cut it back inside, and he's going to weave his way for about 7 yards. So 1st and 15 turns into 2nd down and 8. The scores in the series, Denison 18-12 way back in 36. Denison 24-9 in 84. And Denison 55-7 in 85.
And I'll bet you Jim Taylor was at every one of those games.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I don't know. I don't know how old Jim Taylor is, but he sure knows a lot about
He knows a lot about Yellow Jacket football. You got to hand it to him. I formation. Is that Ashley back in the game? It is, and he is going to hand it off to the fullback King rather, and he's going to rumble his way for about 5 yards. 3rd and short coming up, 7:57 to go in the game. And of course, again, Scott Corbin going to lead you through the recap of tonight's action. You know, when I left KMKT as the news and sports director, I kind of hoped that I'd be missed. But Scott's done such a great job. You know, I don't think anybody even remembers who I was.
I don't know about that.
I think they're going, man, we sure did improve in that department.
You had your own niche up there, Lynn. Scott does a great job.
Yes, he does. Scott, you do a great job. And, well, the Jackets usually do a great job, but they are struggling right now. They got to come up with a big answer here. Turner on 3rd down and 2. Hit at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close. There is a pile backwards, but the official's going to say that his forward momentum was about a half yard beyond the marker.
They're going to mark him down at the 11. He needed to get to about the 13 to get the first
down. About the 12 and a half.
Yeah, about 12 and a half, 13, somewhere around there. The point is he got the first down, and that probably means another minute off the clock. Hopefully not a score.
Well, the Jackets are going to burn a timeout and talk about it. 7:16 to go, 14-3. Terrell leading and trying to put the nail in the coffin. Back in a moment on KMKT. Our score 14-3. 1st and 10 from the Denison 11. Terrell on the move, leading 14-3. Ashley back to pass, play action. He's being chased. There's a block in the back, but it's going to be caught. Touchdown, Terrell.
They're not calling the block in the back.
Wait a minute. Yep, no, I thought he was going to come back and call it, but there was a block that was pretty close to being in the back, but Ashley got the benefit of that block, whether it was legal or not, and he threw a strike into the end zone to his tight end, and it's a touchdown for the Terrell Tigers, and that is probably going to be the first nail in the coffin. It's not over with yet, but Terrell has dominated the line of scrimmage, and now they've got a 2-touchdown lead on the scoreboard. Flags on the play on the extra point attempt. 7:08 to go. 7:08 to go. And
that was number 11.
On the touchdown reception was Jonathan Davis, the tight end, by the way. Mark-off against the Tigers, the legal procedure, the indication on the PAT attempt, and it will be Blake Berry on to try to make this a 21-3 game. And it's good snap, good hold. Mr. Berry's kick is on the way, and it's got enough distance, and it's got enough accuracy. And with 7:08 to go in the game, 21-3 is our new score. Yellow Jacket football continues after this timeout. And so it's a touchdown. And Vincent Rhodes was about to turn the lights out on Sean Ashley before that block happened, by the way. We didn't mention that. But Blake Berry is going to kick this football deep for the Tigers, who are up 21-3. The Jackets, that's going to be Corey Robertson on the return. He is up to the 25 and the 30-yard line before he's tackled. No, that's actually going to be Marcus Davis in there on the kick return with 6:59 to go. Don't forget tomorrow morning the Red River High School football update with Scott Corbin. 7:20, 8:20, and 9:20 right here at 93.1 FM KMKT.
How is Scott going to get up that early after being
Man,
up so
I'll tell
late
you what,
tonight?
he is everywhere, isn't he?
Scott is the voice of reason, as we call him back at the station.
Yeah, knowing some of you guys, he needs to be the voice of reason.
Oh, here we go.
Here comes the swinging gate look.
Yeah, this is the old Stephenville look here. Pulling the play out of the pass, and McGuirk back to pass. Here come the Tigers. McGuirk better get it off. He's going to launch it. He's got a man, and it's going to be incomplete. Ought to be a hanky. There's not the home crowd. Let the official know about it.
My goodness. If I don't normally,
Howard Jackson was mugged.
I don't normally say whether it was a penalty or not. I try to be.
You try to exercise some decorum.
I try to, give the referees their due, but I tell you what, that was obvious.
Well,
Howard Jackson was about to make the catch, and the guy runs into him. The Denison coaches
knocked
were
him
frantic.
to the turf. I mean, you heard the home crowd. They didn't like it. Oh, well. 2nd down and 10 after that. The ball at the 31. The Stephenville play goes for naught. Boy, we remember that play, don't we?
Wow.
That was a blast from Art Bryles' pass. Never thought I'd say his name again. This is going to be a catch by Howard Jackson, and there's going to be a late flag maybe. A personal foul coming against the Tigers. Jackson was tackled out of bounds and kind of manhandled rudely there, and the official threw. You know, when the official throws the flag, that's one thing, but when he throws it up, you know, above the lights, you know he's hacked.
Well, you know, he made the catch. Howard Jackson crossed to about the 41-yard line. It's going to be a personal foul against, looks like it was Roderick Dabney. He's a wide receiver, defensive back, 5'11" and 170, and he really did some extracurricular activity over there on the sidelines to Howard Jackson.
You know, the last time I saw a flag get thrown that high was way back in a Sherman-Denison game. John Outlaw got flagged 3 straight times in that game, and the officials were chunking the flag pretty high in that game. That one, I'm telling you, came almost to eye level here in the press box. The official was not happy with that young man.
Our buddy Bob Sullins was flagged like that one time, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. The voice of the Sherman Bearcats once upon a time in his broadcasting career as a sideline reporter actually got flagged. Only broadcaster in history to get a penalty. McGuirk is going to roll, and he is going to step up out of the pressure once, but not twice. And he's going to go down in a heap behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, old Bob Sullins. Don't forget to join Bob Sullins and the Bearcat crew over on our sister station, 97.5 K-Lake next week. The Bearcats opening up in week 1 of competition. And
Thursday night. They play a Thursday night, so you get the best of both worlds. You can hear the enemy, the Sherman Bearcats.
And you can hear the good guys.
You can hear the good guys over here on Friday
Of course, that
night.
Depends on which side of the county you live on, I guess.
Sorry, Sherman fans, if you're listening tonight.
Hey, we wish them well, except for one game of the year.
These are the 2 teams in the Battle of the Axe.
McGuirk, he's going to keep it on the quarterback keeper. He faked it to Robertson, and then he kept it up the middle, and he got about 7 yards. 2nd down and 15 is now going to be 3rd down, and let's see, 8 yards to go, 5:50 and counting in the ball game, 21-3. Terrell has dominated in every phase of the game tonight. You know, Denison started off playing pretty good defense, but the bottom line is, even defensively, they've struggled because Terrell's got 30 minutes time of possession in this game. That's just an amazing number.
It's unbelievable how lopsided the time is.
Timeout on the field, 5:33 to go, 21-3. The Tigers in the lead over the home team. The Yellow Jackets back in a moment with more Denison High School football. We're back in Munson Stadium, 5:33 to go in the game, 21-3. You know, we were talking about the Bearcats. Ronnie Tips and that bunch, they're loaded for bear this year. Lots of good things expected from the Bearcats.
They are, and they know it, and they are strutting their stuff now.
Yep, should be a flag. I thought somebody got off sides. The ball's loose. Terrell is claiming they've got possession.
Will Crawley now in the football game at quarterback. First action we've seen from him tonight at that position.
Yeah, he's going to get the ball back, but it's going to set up 4th down and 12.
I'm going to tell you, I could have swore I saw a face mask on that play.
Yeah, I kind of thought that myself, but I think I'm seeing a lot of things tonight. 4th down and 12, the ball at the 44-yard line. It's hot, sweat in my eyes. 5 minutes to go, and Denison's starting to run out of opportunity.
62 seasons at Munson Stadium. You thought we could get an air conditioner up here.
It is going to be 4th and 12 from the 44. Will Crawley, the quarterback, he's going to call for the football, runs the option. Robertson, 45-40, looking for a block, can't find it, lowers the shoulder, does the best he can, but it's not enough, and the Jackets turn the ball over on downs after about a 7-yard pickup by Corey Robertson. 4:39 to go in the game. The Terrell Tigers 21-3 in the way they've owned the clock tonight. That might be the football game.
It could be. When Robertson came off the field right there, Coach Brown pulled him aside and said, hey, next time I want you to run up the field. Coach Brown apparently thought that he could have gotten another 10, 15 yards if he'd have just straightened his shoulders up and ran right down the sidelines. Just some young type things you see from a youngster. You got to teach those kids, and that's what Coach Brown is best at.
Yes, indeed, and the Jackets, I'm sure, will come out and be a much improved team next week. This is going to be Sean Ashley handing it off inside to the fullback. And his fullback once again on that carry, Nolan King, and he is going to find about 5 yards on 1st down, 4:24 and counting. I think the Tigers going to be pretty content just to chew the clock right here and head into the win column in week 1 of the 2002, actually week 0. That's just weird, you know. There is no such thing as it's week 1 is what it is. You know, everybody else is playing week 2. But that's not the way they see it, whoever they is. are down in Austin or wherever. And this is good. There's a flag on the play, but it's going to be a huge carry if it goes against the Yellow Jackets as King rumbles downfield again. When did they start this 0 week thing?
It was 2000, wasn't it? 2000
I think that's right.
Of course, Denison elected to do that. Played Paris both years in that schedule, 2000 and 2001.
Of course,
the Jackets also, the past 2 years, got off to a rough start in those games. Offensively as well, 91 yards last year total offense in week 1. This year, just a bit over 50.
I will say this. In those 3 losses, the Terrell Tigers are, without question, the best team of those 3 years. This is a very fine football team.
If you'll remember a couple of those games, well, actually, both of those games against Paris, it was fumbleitis. The ball was put on the turf 12 times, I believe.
Yep.
And Paris actually put it on the ground just as much, but they recovered all of theirs. Denison wasn't quite so fortunate.
Denison up to 62 yards of total offense, and let's take nothing away from the Terrell Tigers. They're a fantastic football team. They're expecting big things this season. I mean, their coach has said, Coach Gooden has said, this may be the best team he's had. They're going to take a timeout with 3:31 to go in the game. 21-3 they lead. 2nd and 15 from the 31. Back in a moment on KMKT with more Denison High School football. We're back at Munson Stadium, 3:31 to go, 2nd and 15 from the 31 for the Terrell Tigers, up 21-3, and Ashley is back to pass. Sean Ashley, he wants to throw, got a man wide open downfield. That's C.J. McCullough. He is wide open, foot race, he wins, and it's now 27-3.
Wow.
Tell you what, there's a man on the field named Bob Brown that's going to remember that one. If these two teams meet again in the next couple of years.
68-yard touchdown, Ashley to McCollum. And that was out of nowhere. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch. Corey Robertson was trying to track him down. Robertson got beat on the home run ball, but almost ran him down. Matter of fact, caught him at the goal line, but it was too little too late.
Yep, and the PAT from Blake Berry is on the way, and it's now 28-3. A little bit of a surprise as leading 21-3. The Tigers go for the home run ball and pour salt on the wound. 3:17 to go, 28-3. Blake Berry put the extra point on a minute ago. Now he's going to put the ball deep, and let's see, that's Robertson. He's going to get it at the 5. He's up to the 20, 25, 30, still going. He's got a block to the 40, 45, and across the 50 to the 45, and for the 3rd time tonight, a Denison kick return was literally a shoestring away from being gone.
It was his own shoestring is the bad thing, as he crossed midfield and looked like they had a string roped off at midfield because he just went down. There wasn't anybody around him. Looks like he just tripped over his own feet, and I'll tell you, that was a monster run back.
And he's limping.
Corey Robertson is the real deal.
He's limping a little bit, probably from the heat, as he's going to stay in the game. The Denison punt and kick returns have been huge tonight. That is definitely a bright spot they're going to be able to take away, and it will be, I believe, McGuirk back in the game. He is trying to set the screen up, and Robertson is going to be his own guy. Blew that.
Well, Howard Jackson was trying to take out the rusher there, and when he couldn't just get out of the way fast enough, he kept trying to block him, and he couldn't get out of the way fast enough, and Robertson simply tripped over his foot.
And that was set up pretty good right there. 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go, 28-3. The Tigers up on the Jackets. McGuirk, the quarterback, back to pass again. And he's got time, going to launch one downfield, picked off. 30, 35, 40, 50. McGuirk, the only man to beat him, gone. We're going to have a 34-7 game after a 70-yard interception return by Carl Lewis, 34-3 rather. Carl Lewis imitating Carl Lewis after the interception, and McGuirk has been intercepted for the 3rd time tonight, and that one a 70-yard pick for a TD, and it just, hope my high school English teacher, Miss Sickles, will forgive me. It just ain't looking good right now for the home team.
No, it's not. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in this football game, and it's turned into a pretty wide score, 34-3, awaiting the PAT.
PAT from Blake Berry. Seems like he did this just a moment ago, and it is good. 35-3 is the score. 2:13 to go. Back in a moment with more Denison High School football.
It was a 70-yard touchdown run, actually an interception return by Carl Lewis. And he looked...
Michael Johnson gave the key block.
He looked pretty fast there.
Blake Berry is going to boot it, and it's going to be taken by, I believe, Marcus Davis again. He's in there. Kick returner up to the 30, 35, and the 34-yard line. Scramble for the ball on the Cable One kickoff, and Terrell's got it.
When it rains, it pours.
Nope.
He changed his mind.
He changed his mind. The official indicated Terrell then changed his mind and said no.
Bob Brown has not moved.
You'll hear some noise from the Terrell Tigers this year, guarantee it. You already are tonight. They're up 35-3, 2:05 to go. McGuirk back in the game, trying to get something going here. He's going to complete it on the near sideline. Let's see who that receiver is in the ball game. We've got a new face checking in for the Yellow Jackets, David Wells, the senior on the reception. And it's a pickup of 5 yards. Clock will continue to roll at 1:46. The injured or shaken up player was Marcus Davis, and he was helped to his feet and came off the field after being tackled pretty hard. 1:39 to go in the ball game. Denison going to fall to 0-1. Terrell about to go to 1-0. And McGuirk back to pass. He's going to throw. He's got Jerry Jones at the 50, 45, and down to the 43-yard line with 1:27 to go in the game.
Brought down by number 21.
Jacket coaching staff trying to build some confidence into Cody after the 3 interception night, and he has made 2 consecutive completions. Don't forget, we've got the Digital Solutions recap of tonight's game coming up after this one. Stay tuned for that. And then Scott Corbin's going to recap all of the Texoma-Land area. Pump fake by McGuirk. Now he's going to throw the home run ball for Jerry Jones, and it's going to be incomplete. Flag on the play. Could be interference.
Jones, flag on the field.
There were 3 defenders right there as Jerry Jones went up for the football. One of them had to make contact because he looks like he would have made the catch, but there was some contact with him before the ball got there. 1:11 left to go in this football game. Terrell on top, 35-3. And it's been a long, frustrating night for the defense. And tell you what, it's been a long, frustrating night for Cody McGuirk. But things will get better. They will not face this caliber of a football team each week.
Yep, the goal is to get better, and the goal is to be ready for district play. And those things are not lost despite tonight's contest. Don't forget the Jackets will be playing Dallas Samuel next week. And, of course, the countdown to kickoff will crank up at 7 p.m. And we'll have the kick for you at 7:30 as Denison tries to even their season record at 1-1. 1:11 to go in the game. McGuirk back to pass. Throws the balls popped up in the air as I believe Christian Brown couldn't haul it in, and it's incomplete.
Nice play over there by the defender, Carl Lewis again, making the bids for another interception, but Christian Brown was able to knock the ball away.
Carl Lewis. Never thought I'd see Carl Lewis playing high school football.
I'm wondering what he's been doing.
Hey, but, you know, hey, we got Jerry Jones on the field playing high school ball. So. McGuirk back to pass on 2nd and 10. He's got time, going to throw it over the middle, and he's got Jerry Jones at the 19-yard line.
Number 80, Jerry Jones.
So the 2-minute offense drill going for the Jackets. 1 minute left in the ball game. 60 ticks. The ball at the 19. Denison would like to salvage a little pride here at the end and get on the scoreboard. Clock rolling at 57 seconds, and it will be McGuirk. He'll be flanked by Scooter Means. 4 receiver look for the Yellow Jackets. 49 seconds to go. McGuirk's going to throw, and Jerry Jones has got another catch. Goes down to the knee and gets to the 12-yard line, or he almost went to the knee, but he stayed on his feet. 39 seconds. Denison going to have to hurry if they hope to punch it in the end zone. They're kind of taking their time, and they're going to have to hurry. 2nd and 5 from the 14. The clock down to 29 seconds. They sure would like to get the touchdown at the end to salvage a little pride and work on that 2-minute drill. This is going to be a throw, and it's incomplete. The quick look in, the intended receiver, Roger Grant, hitting the shoulder pass, bounced straight up in the air.
Boy, I thought that was a touchdown all the way. He was wide open running streak across the middle, right towards the field goal post from the right side.
down 5
Hitting right in stride,
for the
just
Yellow
bounced
Jackets.
right off his chest.
Just a short post pattern, and it hit him in the shoulder pads. And if you ever played football, if you don't get your hands on that ball before it gets to you, it's just almost impossible to corral it off those pads, and it bounced up in the air in a hurry. 3rd and 5 from the 14. McGuirk from the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it to the corner of the end zone. Gets it caught. Stick it in the end zone and put it on the scoreboard. 13 seconds to go, and Cody McGuirk has thrown his first career touchdown pass for the Yellow Jackets on a diving grab in the corner of the end zone, and that was Christian Brown on the reception. And Denison, they're going to go down to defeat tonight at the hands of a very talented Terrell Tiger squad, but they do get a touchdown, and I think that might take them over the 100-yard mark offensively after that drive.
What a great boost for Cody McGuirk to come back after 3 interceptions and lead his team down the field. And I'll tell you what, that shows tremendous pride from Cody McGuirk.
And it shows tremendous trust from the coaching staff. They said, hey, you're our guy, and now the kick is going to be on the way from the Yellow Jackets place kicker Nathan Farley, and it is good.
Keep it here.
Point after is good, 35-10.
Your score.
No chance to win the ball game. 35-10 is the score with 13 seconds to go, but Nathan Farley's got the ball teed up in such a way you can certainly tell the onside is coming. The Jackets bunched up at the 30. Now they're going to break the huddle. And this is practice. This is a scrimmage right now. Denison trying to get better for the second week of competition against a very good Terrell Tiger squad, and it's going to be a bounding kick. Takes the hop. The ball's up for grabs. The Tigers have it. He did everything he was supposed to do as a kicker. The Jackets just couldn't seal the deal on claiming the football, but he got that end over end, and it got that big hop at the end, and as it got to the 10-yard mark. And
you'd like to see the ball go a little bit deeper, though. It landed, it kind of peaked out right at the 10-yard mark, and you want that ball to go at least about 11. So
but that's why you do it right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know, you might need it in a crucial district game with a playoff spot on the line, and you'd rather have it under live fire. And the next time he knows, got to give it a little more.
Yeah, you're right about that, man.
1st and 10. It's one of the few things I've been right about lately. 1st and 10 for Terrell. They'll probably go to the knee, and, well, maybe they'll go to the knee and call this a night. 35-10. They're going to walk away with win number 1 and their first win ever against the Yellow Jackets. Sean Ashley goes to the knee. The clock running at 6 seconds, and that is going to do it in week 0. Clock has expired, and the Denison Yellow Jackets, for the first time in school history, lose to the Terrell Tigers 35-10.